Hello everyone, this is Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 1 of our CSA shares for the 2023 season. So today is Tuesday, there'll be a pickup today 1 to 7 p.m. and also on Thursday 1 to 7 p.m. If you are a half share member, this is an A week. You can refer to the emails we get on Mondays with all of the great information from the farm that lists what we're receiving each week, as well as if it's an A week or a B week. There's also a link to the hub on this Facebook group. That's where there's a lot of great information and resources, including the storage guide. Now this is a printed version, but there's an electronic version right on the hub, and it's also linked in the email that was just sent out as well. So if you're brand new and you're not sure what items are, how to store them, this is a great resource. So it's all online in the hub. So make sure you take a look at that as well. Also at the farm, there's the From Asparagus to Zucchini cookbooks. So this is just a great resource. I got it when I first joined, so I imagine the ones at the farm are much newer than this, or newer versions. This is the 3rd edition. But I got this when we first joined the farm because I was getting a lot of vegetables that I wasn't sure how to use and what to do with them. So it at least gave me ideas and recipes for that. Also, stay tuned each week. We will have a recipe that we're sharing on the blog. So there'll be a link to that on the Facebook group. That will come on Thursday, and that will showcase one or more items in this week's share. So basically what I do on the live unboxing is every week at 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, I will showcase what items we receive in our shares, basically give you an idea of how to store each item, and then some ideas of what to use them for, like some recipe ideas. So our shares this week have a lot of greens. So our first thing is the romaine lettuce. In general, you do not want to wash your greens before putting them in the fridge. You wash them when you go to use them. So romaine, we want to put in a plastic bag and store in the fridge. I have quite a few Debbie Meyer green bags, so highly recommend these. You can get them on Amazon. I like to have the variety pack, so they make all different sizes, and I actually think they all came from this, which is like a 20 bag variety pack. So there's smaller ones, there's larger ones. We'll get like larger heads of lettuce and bok choy and things like that. So I'll need a larger bag, and then there'll be some things where I'll need smaller bags. These bags do a really good job of keeping our produce fresh. So I highly recommend them if you don't already have them. If you don't have them, you can simply put this kind of stuff in a plastic bag. But the Debbie Meyer green bags are reusable. So I like not having to create extra trash. I just rinse them out, dry them, and fold them up for the next week. So romaine in the fridge in a plastic bag. Romaine is great for salads. It also is a heartier, thicker leaf, so you could make a wrap. You could do like a little lettuce wrap. They're great for burgers. It's been beautiful out, so it's grilling season. If you're gonna do either a beef burger or a tofu burger or a veggie burger, they make a great source for that. You can either add it to like your bun and everything else, or use it as the bun because it's hearty enough to hold all of the stuff that you're gonna do in that. So great for salads, mainly. We also have spinach. So same idea with the spinach. Do not wash it until you're ready to use it. Spinach can be eaten raw or cooked. We're going to store it in the fridge, same as the romaine. So in a plastic bag, in the fridge until we're ready to use it. Wash it, and then either eat it raw. That's my personal preference. I just think spinach is so tasty. So I like to use it just in salads, very simple salads for lunch or as a side for dinner. But you can cook it, and it's great in like egg dishes like frittatas or quiches. It's also great wilted and thrown over pasta. or you can blend it up and put it into smoothies. You can blend it and put it into green cubes. And our recipes for green cubes are on the hub as well in a PDF. So green cubes are a way to preserve a lot of our greens and use them in the future for smoothies and stuff like that. So that's spinach. We also have salad greens. So the salad greens, again, do not wash. Leave them right in this bag and throw them in the fridge. As you're getting ready to use them, if you're gonna use the whole bag, rinse, wash it, dry it, and then prep it. Great for salads, obviously. Great as a bed. So you can do like an omelet and use this as a very simple side. It doesn't have to be for lunch or for dinner. You can use it any time of the day. Stored just like this in the fridge, super easy. Same with our arugula. So arugula, that is like a multicolor mix. The arugula is all green. Also in a bag like this, we get a 1/2 pound of arugula. I'm very partial to the spinach and arugula from the farm. It's super tasty. And I don't like to cook either one. I like to just serve it as a fresh side. Again, arugula can be cooked. It goes great with pasta. It goes great with egg dishes. Or you can just simply dress it and eat it as a side. That's how I like to use it. You can make pestos out of arugula. You can add it to like a chimichurri or a sauce. Lots of different ways you can use arugula, but this pretty much gets eaten the way it is in our house. We have bok choy. So bok choy is going to be stored unwashed in a Debbie Meyer green bag or a plastic bag in the fridge. When you go to use it, your stems, your white part, are much thicker than the leaves. So we separate the stems from the leaves, and they're gonna cook at different times. So you can eat bok choy raw. I like to use it in stir fries or just as a sauteed side dish for dinner or for eggs. But your stems are thicker, so we wanna put those in first when we're cooking and then throw the leaves in to wilt them at the end. Goes great with garlic, with onions, just as a very simple side dish. So stored in the fridge in a plastic bag. Okay, couple more. We have parsley. And parsley, I already took the rubber band off and threw it into a glass of water. This gets stored in the fridge just like this. You can actually put a plastic bag over top. That just makes a fumbling mess in my refrigerator with the kids going in and out. So I leave it like this in the back and then just make sure that my glass keeps water in it. Parsley is really good for a chimichurri. It's good to add to salad dressings. It's good to eat raw. It's really good for kidney health. So you can throw it in smoothies. You can also dry it. So you can throw it in a dehydrator and dry it and preserve it that way. We get quite a bit of the parsley, so you won't necessarily use all of it. If you're not gonna use all of it, think about drying it or think about freezing it. So if you're gonna freeze it, I like to put it between paper towels, clean it off, put it between paper towels and lay it nice and flat in a Ziploc bag and then throw that in the freezer. And then it's super easy to pull out individual leaves of the parsley when I'm ready to use it. It's great in soups, great in stews, great in dressings. I know I'm missing a big one. You can throw it in green cubes if you want to add it to green cubes. There was something else I was going to mention about parsley and I'm totally forgetting, so hopefully I remember it. Couple more items. So we have radishes. Our radishes, these are French breakfast. You could also possibly get red radishes. The very first thing you want to do with these is take the greens off. These greens will dehydrate our bulbs, so we want to take those off and store them separately. They can be eaten, they can be added to salads, they can be sauteed. So don't throw them out. At the very least, throw them in your veggie broth bag in the freezer and save them to help flavor your veggie broth once you accumulate enough veggie scraps. The bottoms, store them in a separate, so we're gonna disconnect them to the tops, just have the bulbs, and then store them in a Ziploc bag or a Debbie Meyer green bag in the fridge. These are really good raw, sliced really thin over a salad, and we have a lot of salad options this week. You can just simply snack on them. I know a lot of people like to, there's a radish toast that I did. I think that recipe was from last year. That was really good, thinly sliced radishes. There's a pickled radish somewhere on the blog. I love doing quick pickled radishes on top of salads. So that's a good, or even you could do that over like a taco or as a topping like that. Radishes can also be roasted. So if you are not a fan of the spiciness of a radish, go to the blog and there's a roasted radish recipe. Follow that recipe and you will be amazed at the change in flavor when you roast the radishes. So that's an option as well. Store it in the fridge separately from the greens. So greens in one bag, radish bulbs in another. Okay, 2 more items. We have green garlic. And if you go to your email, there's a whole information section on green garlic. So green garlic is just a younger version of garlic. So it's milder. It has that garlic flavor, but kind of like a scallion to an onion. So scallions are still oniony, but much milder than an actual onion. Same kind of idea. So you can use this for anything you would use garlic in. There's also a few recipes on the blog, and I'm hoping to showcase this one next week. So stay tuned for that. The entire thing can be used. So we're not just using the white part of the garlic, we're using the greens as well. So you can chop it all up, you can saute it, you can use it as a base for soups. You can use it with any of our greens. So like, let's say we want to do like a garlicky bok choy this week. So you can use this as your garlicky base and then chop up the bok choy and saute that together. You can grill green garlic, so it's a great side. You can throw it in with your parsley to make a chimichurri. You can definitely, I know there's a green garlic dressing on the blog. It is stored in the fridge in a plastic bag just to keep the moisture in it and not dry it out. Definitely go to the blog for some ideas on what to use this for, and stay tuned hopefully next week for a new recipe showcasing green garlic. And again, you can use it for any recipe that calls for garlic. It's just going to be a milder version. So either use more of it or know that it's going to be less garlicky when you use green garlic. The thing I forgot about parsley, I knew I would remember. So parsley, if a recipe calls for dried parsley, for every tablespoon of dried parsley, your conversion is about a tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley. So you can do that conversion if you have a recipe that you like and enjoy, and you can use fresh instead. Okay, last but not least is our beautiful strawberries that we got this week. The fields are very abundant, super easy picking. So we were able to get 2 quarts of strawberries. These are best stored in the fridge with the ability for them to breathe. So in a colander, again, preferably unwashed. Wait to wash them until you're gonna use them. You don't want them to sit. So like I won't leave them in this because they'll end up sitting in moisture in the bottom, and the ones in the bottom aren't going to be good. So a colander is a really good place. There's a couple of plasticware things that I've been able to find in different stores that allow our fruit to breathe a little bit and get rid of the moisture and not trap it in there. We don't want to trap the moisture because then it will make the strawberries go bad. These don't last very long in my house. Lots and lots of things you can do with these. Obviously, eat them just as is. And if I were to wash these and put them on my table, they'd be gone by the end of the night. For this week's recipe, it is going to showcase these. You can make jams and jellies. You can put the strawberries on top of yogurt and granola. There's a strawberry dressing and a strawberry showcased in a salad on the blog. You could make a popsicle. I think it's a strawberry basil popsicle that I might have on the blog. But we don't have basil this week. You just do the strawberry part of it. You could throw them into smoothies. If you want to preserve them, again, jams and jellies are great, but if you're not into that and that's too time consuming, then simply clean them up, hull them, and throw them in the freezer. And that's a good way to preserve them. I like doing like a strawberry lemonade. So I use these to help flavor the fresh lemonade. But generally we just eat them. So you can use them in baked goods, you can use them in pies, you can use them in any kind of dessert, just over ice cream. They're really sweet and really yummy, but stored in the fridge for now until you're ready to eat them and ready to clean them. Okay, that is it for this week. Again, welcome to the 2023 CSA season. Lots of good stuff coming our way this week. If you have recipes and meals that you are making or fun stuff that you're doing, snap a picture or link the recipe right on our Facebook group so that other members can see what we're doing also. Stay tuned on Thursday for this week's recipe, and I will see you guys all again next Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Thanks.